Picture this. You wake up, grab your phone, and start scrolling. Within 5 minutes, you've seen your friend buy a new car, another post photos from their Bali vacation, and some 19-year-old entrepreneur bragging about making 6 figures by working only 2 hours a week. And there you are, sitting in your pajamas, sipping cold coffee, wondering if you've completely messed up your life. Welcome to the comparison trap, a place we've all visited. But here's the truth. Constantly comparing ourselves to others doesn't just make us feel worse. It actually holds us back from improving our own lives. So today on BrainSpark, let's talk about how to escape that trap, focus on your lane, and turn envy into energy for real growth. All right, first things first, let's be honest. Comparison isn't totally our fault. It's actually hardwired into us. Humans are social creatures. For thousands of years, comparison helped us survive. Back then, if you saw someone hunting better, you copied them. If someone made fire, you wanted to learn how. Comparison used to mean progress. But today, things have changed. You're not competing with your neighbor over who can collect more berries. You're comparing yourself to millions of highlight reels online. And that's a battle you'll never win. Because no one posts their bloopers, their breakdowns, or their bad hair days. So instead of helping us, comparison now leaves most of us feeling like we're always behind. Here's the problem with living in constant comparison mode. 2 things happen. First, you devalue your own progress. Maybe you just ran your first 5K. That's huge. But then you see someone online finishing a marathon, and suddenly your win feels tiny. Instead of celebrating, you downplay it. Second, you lose focus on your own path. It's like driving while staring into the next lane. You'll either crash or you'll never move forward. And here's the crazy part. Half the time we're comparing ourselves to people we don't even know, whose lives are probably way messier than they look online. Let's clear up one big myth: overnight success. We love the idea of someone just making it out of nowhere. But in reality, we're usually comparing our beginning to someone else's middle or end. Think about it. You just joined the gym and compare yourself to a guy who's been lifting for 10 years. That's like walking into your first piano lesson and wondering why you don't sound like Mozart yet. Even that 19-year-old online millionaire, you don't see the failures, the stress, or the lucky breaks behind the scenes. You don't see the parents who maybe helped fund that overnight success. The truth is, almost no success story is truly overnight. Most are built over years, filled with trial, error, and late nights that no one ever posts about. So how do we break out of this trap? It's not about never comparing. That's impossible. It's about flipping the script. Instead of seeing someone ahead of you and feeling defeated, use that as proof of what's possible. See success as evidence, not competition. If someone else did it, that means it can be done. Instead of asking, why not me, try saying, if they can, I can too. And here's a big one. Borrow. Don't steal. Don't try to copy someone's whole life. Instead, borrow their discipline, their consistency, their drive. Take what inspires you and make it your own. Because someone else's lane can motivate you, but at the end of the day, you still have to run your race. Now, here's the magic part. Once you focus on your own lane, everything changes. You start measuring progress against yourself. Forget what everyone else is doing. Ask, where was I 6 months ago? A year ago? If you've improved, even just a little, that's real progress. You also save energy. Comparison drains you, but focusing on yourself redirects that energy into things that actually move you forward. And you discover your unique edge. Because if you're always trying to outdo others, you'll never be original. But when you focus inward, you create something so unique that no one else could ever copy it. All right, let's get practical. Here's how you can stop comparing and start focusing. Number 1, curate your feed. Social media is like a buffet. If you keep piling your plate with junk, don't be surprised when you feel terrible. Unfollow accounts that trigger toxic comparison and fill your feed with people who actually inspire you. Number 2, Set personal benchmarks. Stop chasing random milestones. Set your own. I'll write 1 page a day. I'll save $50 this month. Compare yourself to yesterday's version of you, not some stranger online. Number 3, practice gratitude. Yeah, it sounds cliché, but it works. Gratitude is like kryptonite to comparison. When you focus on what you already have, it's harder to obsess over what you don't. Number 4, celebrate small wins. Even if it feels minor, celebrate it. That's fuel for your progress. Remember, small wins compound into massive results. A little callback to our last Brain Spark video. And number 5, remember the behind the scenes. Every time you feel jealous of someone's success, remind yourself, you're only seeing the highlight reel. No one's posting their failed attempts, sleepless nights, or crying in the shower moments. Let me tell you a quick story. There was this guy who always compared himself to his friend. Better job, better house, better everything. He'd feel miserable every time. One day, he finally asked his friend, "Man, what's your secret?" The friend just laughed and said, "Dude, I've just been at it longer. I've made way more mistakes than you." And that one line changed everything. The guy realized he wasn't behind. He was just in a different chapter. Once he stopped comparing and focused on his own lane, he started making real progress and eventually hit goals he never thought possible. Moral of the story, your chapter 2 doesn't need to look like someone else's chapter 20. At the end of the day, comparison isn't evil. It can motivate you, but if it's controlling your life, it's time to shift gears. Remember, you're not here to live someone else's story, you're here to write your own. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, they're so far ahead, pause and remind yourself, stay in your lane. Because in your lane, at your pace, you're building something real. And who knows, a year from now, someone else might be scrolling through their feed, looking at your progress, thinking, wow, I wish I was there. So keep your focus, keep growing, and keep running your race. Because the only real competition is the person you were yesterday. And hey, if you found yourself nodding through this video or smiling at a few moments, that means you're already shifting from comparison to growth. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep building the Brain Spark community together in our own lanes.